We just got back from Universal Orlando, and honestly, I was surprised by how many families were making these mistakes over and over again. Some people didn't understand how early park admission worked, some were scrambling to find room keys at the worst possible moment, and others were making mistakes that cost them both time and money. If you're planning your first Universal Orlando vacation, here are the biggest beginner mistakes we saw everywhere. Hi, we're Christina and Steven from Let's Make Memories Travel. We recently spent several days at Universal Orlando, and these are some of the most common mistakes we noticed first-time visitors making. Mistake number 1, not understanding early park admission. One of the biggest mistakes we saw involved early park admission. Many guests know that this is a perk for Universal Hotel guests. They don't always understand how it works once they arrive at the park. During our visit, team members were checking room keys and annual passes near Seuss Landing before guests could continue into the early park admission areas. Early park admission currently includes attractions in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Velocicoaster, while areas like Marvel Superhero Island are not open yet. We saw several families confused about where they could go and whether they qualified. Before your trip, make sure you know whether your hotel includes early park admission. But basically, all Universal hotels currently participate in early park admission. Mistake number 2, not having everyone's room key ready. Speaking of early park admission, make sure everyone in your group has the room key ready. This sounds like a tiny detail, but it can slow the whole morning down before you even ride anything. When team members are checking eligibility for early park admission, they need to see proof that you will get that access. So you need to have your room key handy there at the Seuss Landing checking, and it'll make your morning go so much more smoother. All right, mistake number 3, trying to do everything. This next mistake might be the biggest one of all. Universal has 3 theme parks now, plus City Walk and Volcano Bay. So I guess you could say 4. Hotels, shows, and experiences. Many first-time visitors arrive with a list that is simply impossible to accomplish. Trying to do everything usually leads to rushing, stressing, and disappointment. Instead, prioritize attractions that makes the most sense for your family and treat anything extra as a bonus. We always like to have an idea of this is our top attractions or our top shows that we have to do this trip, knowing that we may not get to see everything in the park for that trip. This will help you enjoy your trip a whole lot more. All right, mistake number 4, thinking Express Pass makes the line non-existent. So Express Pass is amazing, but it's not magic. I think sometimes people think that because they have Express Pass, they're not going to have to wait in a line at all. And sometimes that's just not the case. There is a lot of times where you can just walk right on the ride. During our trip, Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure was a posted wait time for 110 minutes standby. Using Express Pass, our wait was closer to 45 minutes. That's a huge improvement, but it's still not a walk-on. And it's worth noting that the Hagrid's is expected to lose Express Pass later this summer, which means guests may need to look at other strategies, especially for Hagrid's. One option to consider is single rider. We were a party of 3, and another guest was paired with us on the ride, and she told us she had waited about 60 minutes through the single rider line compared to the 110-minute standby wait. Every day will be different, but single rider could become an even more useful tool once Express Pass is no longer available for Hagrid's. The bottom line is that Express Pass can save you a tremendous amount of time, but it's important to set realistic expectations. Mistake number 5, not having a locker strategy. Universal's free lockers are incredibly convenient, but they also do have their limits. And trust me, they're not Mary Poppins bags. Oversized backpacks will not fit in the free lockers, which can lead to extra frustration and sometimes extra cost. But another mistake that we saw is entire groups crowding around the locker area when only one person actually needed to put something away. Some lockers area can be pretty tight, and Escape from Gringotts is probably one of the best examples. Instead of sending your whole family into the locker area, consider having one person handle the locker while everybody else waits outside. It sounds simple, but it can make the process much faster, less crowded, and a lot less stressful. Alright, and mistake number 6 is skipping the refillable cups. This one won't ruin your trip, but it can save your family some money. So if your family regularly drinks soda, ices, or other fountain drinks throughout the day, Universal's refillable cup program can be a great value. For multi-day trips, those savings can add up quickly, especially during the hotter months when everyone is looking for a cold drink. And the great thing about this is even if you're not a big soda drinker, you can get free water out of these stations as well. So you could take a water bottle and get water there as well. We typically take the refillable cup with us back each time, and then if we're not going to drink any soda, we won't reactivate the cup and we'll just use it for water. And then if we feel like, hey, we're going to be here all day, we would like to have a soft drink throughout the day with our meals, so we'll go ahead and activate the cup, and then we just share the cup and we can go back. I think it's like every 10 minutes you can go in and refill your cup. The good news is every one of these mistakes is easy to avoid once you know about them. If you're planning your first Universal Orlando vacation, tell me in the comments what feels the most overwhelming right now. Is it choosing a hotel, deciding if Express Pass is worth it, understanding early park admission, or figuring out Epic Universe, or even deciding how many days you need? And if you want a more beginner-friendly Universal planning tips, check out the next video on your screen.